I was in Notting Hill yesterday and I sat down at this wonderful place to eat. And as I'm about to have my salmon teriyaki, if you really must know, next to me were sitting two girls in about their 20s. Both of them looked like a little bit geeky, kind of girl next door type of thing. Really lovely and nice, like two complete sweethearts, right? And I was eardropping on their conversation. Actually, no, I'm lying. I wasn't eardropping on their conversation. They were shouting out loud, specifically the girl that was sitting right next to me. And what did she say? She said very loud, so the whole restaurant can hear, that she slept with a guy who slept with another girl a night before. And then the next day, she let this other girl know that she has slept with him too. So that girl knows that there is a competition. Exact her words. Hello, my name is Greta Berisheda. I'm dating and relationship coach for women. For the awesome high value women secrets, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And just before I will get into this little gossip that I overheard last night, why don't you go ahead to my website and check out my book. It's called Devoted Relationships. If you would like to become a woman of high value and have a healthy, happy, sustainable relationship. Anyway, without further ado, today is a little bit like, I feel like a bit of a gossipy video, or maybe just opinions and a story about what I overheard last night sitting next to these girls. And I just wanted to kind of make my comments on it and just to see, actually, ladies, what do you think? And how do you feel about it in the comments below? So let's talk about what I heard last night. So as I said, as I'm sitting in this lovely place in Notting Hill, you know, next to me are sitting two lovely ladies. They look like completely girl next door type of thing. Both of them are quite petite. They have curly hair, no makeup whatsoever. Both of them were wearing glasses. They looked like in their early 20s, maybe mid 20s. And as we are talking, one of the ladies sharing that she's traveled to LA, to New York and London, and she's from Munich, actually. She said she's from Munich. And as she's sharing, I'm like, okay, she has a wide perspective on dating. By the way, to be honest, I wasn't eardropping, but she was literally sitting next to me and she was talking in a way that she was very loud and confident and very assured of herself. It seemed like she's like thinking very highly of herself. Her posture was confident, right, and strong. And then she starts to share the story how she met this guy, and she describes the guy, and then she just drops the bomb to her friend straight away, and she says, you know, I slept with him. And she said it was just fun, nothing else. I couldn't care less about him. And then she said, you know, guys are so weird nowadays. You sleep with a guy and straight away we assume that I want a relationship or something else. She's like, it was just fun, nothing else. And then she says, but I know that he slept with another girl a night before. And I met that other girl, and I thought I will tell her that I slept with this guy too, so she knows there is a competition. As I'm listening to the story, of course, my mind is, I'm like about to explode, but I'm eating my salmon teriyaki, you know, just keeping it all shut. So let me make a comment on this quickly. You know, ladies, how I say don't compete for men, because it's a man that should be chasing you and pursuing you and competing for you. And this is a perfect example how women take it out of context nowadays because of the influence of today's society, what's right and wrong, which the lines are very gray, they are very blurred. And girls are assuming that actually they have to compete for a guy because he is the prize. And the fact that the guy was trying to kind of soften things up by saying, maybe like, I'm not looking for a relationship, or giving her some sweet compliments, and her kind of like being arrogant and standoffish with it, that, I don't need it, it was just fun. It sounded like she's very confident in sleeping around and not seeing anything wrong with that. Ladies, this is how you're disrespecting your own bodies. You're not valuing your own body. It's not only that when a guy does something bad to you, perhaps he disrespects you in a way that he tells you something rude, right? A lot of women straight away jump in to protect themselves, or to get offended, or to stand up for themselves, right? Straight away women jump in. How dare you disrespect me? How dare you say this, and how dare you say that? However, I find that people are really taking their bodies for granted nowadays. We're not respecting their bodies. And respecting your body, same as respecting your mind, right? So this lady is having one night stands basically constantly, and she's just saying like, oh, it was just fun, without realizing that you're actually disrespecting your body. Some of you I know might say like, how can she do it? How women can do it and not have any feelings? I think it's the way it's the mindset we're having, and also when you are the mindset would be like, when you make something that's actually a big deal, but when you make it into a small thing, because men are saying, oh, it's not a big deal, let's just have fun, there is nothing wrong with it, it's just sex, it's just pleasure. So ladies in their mind started to make it not a big deal as well. When you make something not into a big deal, it's easier to sleep around. And a lot of girls believe in complete equality nowadays, assuming that men and women are the same. So they think if guys can do it, girls can do it too. And we sleep around, thinking that it's not gonna have any consequences. However, through my experience and through many coaches' experience, these are the exact girls that 10 years later we cannot live without the therapist, because they have so many issues mentally by sleeping around so much. However, we don't realize it in the moment. So this lady is sounding very confident that she can sleep around, and guys assume that every girl wants a relationship, and this is ridiculous because I'm strong and confident woman empowerment, I can sleep around just like a guy can, right? Anyway, then later on she starts to talk about how she wants to set boundaries now with this guy, and she also starts to talk a lot about self-love. So this is where the misconception of self-love is. As I said to you ladies, we have to love not just who we are internally as people, but we have to love our own bodies too. And when you're disrespecting your own body like that, that's not self-love. You're actually invading yourself. You're allowing other people to use you. You actually nearly put yourself on a plate for users to use you. How is that self-love? Self-love is about self-respect and self-value and self-worth, not about just thinking I love myself in my head or do these affirmations, but when I allow all these guys to use me and walk all over me, or I even put myself there, or I even put myself on a plate, or even pursue these guys to to sleep with me. That's not self-love. So it also shows how the concept of self-love nowadays is misunderstood also. And then the fact that she was saying that after this whole one night thing, she wants to set in boundaries with a guy and she wants to have a conversation with him, it shows that she cares. It's her words, it's her actions that show that he cares. So if you were able to have a one night stand just like that, and you just enjoyed yourself and now you don't care about the guy, why are you wanting to have a conversation with him about boundaries and everything else? It's because you care. It's like, it's very hypocritical, it's very contradictory. If you wouldn't care, if you were able just to have one night stand and move on, you wouldn't care about having a conversation with him the next day. You would be like, okay, thank you, like, I enjoyed the moment, I'm done, bye-bye, no conversation, I'm out. But no, you want to have a conversation. What for? You said it's just fun. Ladies, so it's really interesting. Also, another topic, what she said, that was fascinating, and I talk about it a lot in my dating videos nowadays. It was just like fascinating, like, here we go. It's like, not the guy read pickup artist books, but you read the pickup artist books. And both of these ladies actually talked about this, and we said the most important thing is the intention. Both of them said, if you're, as a man, if you tell me straight that you just want to have fun and you just want to have basically, the pleasure, the body pleasure, and you're not looking for anything serious, they said it's clear, and we're gonna go along with it because we know the true intentions and we're just gonna have fun and quit, right? But if you are lying in a way that you want something serious and then I sleep with you and then you leave the next morning, then it's wrong. Now, my disagreement with it is that it's actually wrong both ways. Because for you to accept the abuse or him using you or you using him, for a one night stand, that's already wrong. No matter is the intention just to have fun or for him, to lie to you that he's looking for a girlfriend. Just the act is wrong. It's a little bit like if you are, if you're telling me that if you decide to do something wrong, it doesn't matter, are you lying to me about it or you're being honest to me about it, it's still the wrong thing to do, and this is where the society is leading nowadays. It's like people think it's the intention, but it's not. The intention is not that important. What's important is the action is more important than the intention, and you have to understand what is right and what is wrong, because if you don't have what is right and what is wrong and you're just going with the intention, you can do a lot of wrong things because you think, oh, well, I knew that I'm doing this, and because I knew that I'm doing this, it's not the wrong thing to do. No, it is still the wrong thing to do, because this long term will have insanely high consequences. And as a young, naive 20 years old girl, you're not aware of these consequences, or you're assuming that you're not going to have these consequences because you didn't live that long. You didn't experience 10 years down the line what happens to women when they keep having one-night stands, right? Now, what is also very interesting was what her friend said. And what her friend said was mind-blowing to me. So imagine me just eating my slowly salmon teriyaki, which was absolutely delicious, by the way. and trying not to make any expressions, doing my poker face, and just being like, oh, this is amazing content for my YouTube videos. I need to visit London much more often and get these reality stories rather than looking for inspiration somewhere else. Now, what her friend said totally blew my mind. So her friend was sitting in front of her, opposite her. She, again, I said, no makeup, very very plain looking, lovely, sweet girl, like the look wise, lovely, sweet girl. And she said, I think he's the love of my life. And I'm just thinking like, ooh, the love of your life. Okay, so maybe you've been like dating this guy that has been treating you like a princess. You've been going out with him, you're in a serious relationship with him. He is treating you like a queen, and now you're saying you're in love with him. He's the love of your life. What I heard was the opposite story, obviously. So again, this girl is sharing with her friend her one-night stands. She's very cool. We both very cool, sharing their one-night stands. And then she talks about a guy who is just her friend. The guy is just her friend. But she talks to him a lot, and the guy has a lot of issues. She said he has so many issues, but we are really good friends, and I really feel like he's the love of my life. What does it say to you, ladies? It says that women bond through sharing their feelings and emotions with men, right? So by talking a lot with the opposite sex, by talking a lot about your past, your present, the issues you're having, women bond through that. Why? Because we are very emotional. Men don't bond through this that much. Women do. And what has happened, this lady has trauma bonded with this guy, and she created a fantasy about him. Because if you're not in a relationship with a guy, if you never slept with him, if you never dated him, if he never treated you like a princess, he's not the love of your life. You just created a fantasy about this guy by bonding with him through talking. And it's just it's just absolutely mind-blowing to me how confused today's young generation is. I might say young generation because I'm older generation is. And how difficult must be today. It's nowadays when you don't know what's right, what's wrong, the dating rules. And perhaps you might even know the dating rules, but you want to be cool, you want to be modern, you're obviously influenced by this feminist movement, how men and women are the same, and if he can have one-night stands, you can have it too. And you're so influenced by this cool feminist movement towards one-night stands that actually women say it proudly. This lady was I was not actually eardropping on the conversation. She was shouting. She was being very proud that she was having a one-night stand with a guy, and it was just fun, So it's just it must be so confusing today nowadays. And yeah, I just wanted to share these stories, and I would love to hear your comments below. I can't wait to read them. And of course, I had a lot of clients that were in these situations and are right now, and that are trying to sort it all out. And if you are a lady like that, obviously there is no judgment. It's just I'm just sharing what's going on in today's society. And in my early 20s, I was confused as well towards many things too. We all been there. And if you are in this situation, I would say the most important thing is first to figure out what's right, what's wrong, then work towards your self-value and self-love, and then see how you can share your self-value and self-respect and self-love with the other people, with the opposite sex, in a way that he respects and values you, and it's very clear that you're a valuable woman that respects herself. And ladies, I just wanted to add something. You know, it must be so confusing for men as well. I think if I was a guy, it would be so confusing to date nowadays. Like, some women are proudly having one night stands thinking they are it. Other women are, you know, are very traditional and we only want to sleep with a guy after marriage. Other women, the intention is to sleep with a guy so he makes her into his girlfriend. So for a man to figure out what type of girl he's dating and what is very, very, very confusing. And actually, I was watching a video how this English guy went to Poland actually, and his wife is Polish, and he said, let's just call it, why did I marry a Polish woman? And he said, let's just call it like that. English ladies are not really relationship material, not to mention marriage material. Saying that, this lady wasn't English. So it's a worldwide phenomenon. So ladies, let me know what did you think about my eardropping story. If you would like some coaching, I'm here and available for you. If you need some coaching towards self-value, love, and worth, I'm here and available. I'm doing life coaching, relationship coaching. You can book me for whichever you feel you're having problems with. If you would like to know how to go from single to a happy, healthy relationship, I'm here to help you out. I have a video for sale for that actually. I have a video for sale, games men play. I probably should make a video games women play nowadays as well. I have a video for sale, how to stay attractive via text, how to get your ex back, how to become a woman of high value. I have a whole course for sale. So thank you, my wonderful ladies, for watching. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I cannot wait catch up with you all again. Kisses from UK. Mwah.